Hello again, everybody. I am getting everything set up. Sorry for the delay. It's still set up for... There we go. Hello again, everybody. This is Mr. Everything. I'm coming at you with another episode of our Traveler adventure. I do want to let you know that we're missing quite a few players because this is not a normal night for us. Normally we play on Thursdays, but because Thursday was Thanksgiving, we we went ahead and switched it to Friday, and it looks like we have 2 players in the chat room, and there's a couple more on Discord. They're just not in our chat room. And then there's a couple of that actually said they would be here, and I don't see them. So we're just going to go ahead and get started, and then if they show up, then we will continue on with them. Okay, now let me fix my camera because it looks like... How do you like my blurry black background? You know, that's pretty cool. Okay, let me jump back into the game. All right, guys. We got the stream up and running. Everything looks good. We got the... it's been a while since we've played. A couple of weeks at least. And I was wondering if either one of you would like to do a recap of what happened last time we played.
I'm good for it.
Okay.
So I forget exactly where we started last time, but I know near the start of it, we made the jump to Karsten. Yes, okay. We started off about to launch Banerjee's ship. We had it all set to go, did the whole fight. However, it turns out he had the transponder off and never registered being in the system, so our approach to the space station was unwelcomed. And we were arrested and interrogated, and we got out fine. He's under arrest for a very, very long time. We sent a letter to that one guy whose name I don't have written down for some reason, who was looking for information on Rowett.
Enery Galan.
Yes, Enery. Go on. Type that down before I forget. We sent him a letter talking about the arrest and where he was, and that we'd try and get in touch with him in person. Then we made our way to Karsten. We also had a small meeting wherein we hired on officially Trent and talked about the increased danger and stuff we were getting into. And sorry, I got distracted. Yuri Stavish, that's the name. Yuri said that she didn't want all the attention we were bringing to ourselves, and so she would be getting off at Karsten to lay low. We landed, went about our business there, nothing super big, but we did get a massive discount on 50 tons of rare ores that we paid for out of pocket instead of through ship funds. And then we were hired to jump back to... Where did I write it? To Aramanx.
So far, so good.
Oh, that's right. Early in the trip, Trent and I developed severe migraines. His got better. Mine are to the point of decreasing my intelligence.
That is true.
And I am, as I recall, unable to really think for myself right now. And
Well, your ship doctor gave you enough medicine to alleviate any of the pain, the headaches or whatever, but you still have this like not memory loss, but it's difficult to think straight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And while he could do that, he was unable to find anything actually wrong with me.
correct. He doesn't have he doesn't have a hospital. Uh, he only has med kits, medical bags. He doesn't have the machinery. He doesn't have like a, I don't know, an MRI machine or any other CAT scans, or he doesn't have anything
Yeah.
like that. He's doing it all based on like a magnifying glass and tweezers. He doesn't have the high tech machinery. He doesn't have a bioscanner, because those are all pretty. Bioscanners like really
Yeah.
expensive tech wise.
Um. Oh, and during the jump, salaries came due. So, Maximilian, you can go ahead and collect your salary
Awesome.
of 4,000.
Now, what date do you have it down as?
I have landing on Aramanx on day 169.
Okay, that sounds right. You jumped in on 168 or so, and then flew in and landed at 169. I think I already told you how much you've earned
Yes.
from the transaction. That actually doesn't happen immediately, like in the first 2 seconds of landing. That happens over the next couple of days, but I just let you know ahead of time so we'd get it out of the way.
Yeah, we
And
I
it's
don't
not
know.
going to change.
Okay, yeah. I don't know if we started looking for the buyer for the ore, but I know we said we were going to here. And then I have that she made about 500,000 credits on her textiles, so 400,000 profit, and our share was 80,000.
Yep, sounds good. Okay, so that brings us up to speed. Basically, you carried a bunch of miners to Karsten. They do a lot of radioactive mining and stuff like that, but this broker had found some metals at a good deal and brought it to Aramanx where they need metal, and she these specific types of metals. I mean, they have metal at Aramanx, but because they've already mined it and stuff, and she got a good deal on it, she brought it to Aramanx, sold it at a pretty good amount. Have you paid your docking fees
Let me check.
coming into
Yes.
Aramanx? Okay. She wanted to ensure that you get a hangar because of her unloading of the cargo and all that. Didn't want to be like out in space bringing the cargo via shuttle or whatever. So you actually landed in a hangar. And just to remind you, I don't know if I put it under mood art or... Oh, it's probably under the map of the area. Hang on, let me get to that. Ships, maps, worlds, Aramanx. Yeah, just to remind you of what the space station kind of looks like and where you're landing. And hangars are, you can kind of see those little spokes that stick out, the thick ones with like the two orange walls beside it or whatever. Each one of those is a different hangar that would open up and you would fly in and land. And then if you look up closer to the ring, One of those windows is the World View Bar. That's a very popular bar here on this station. One of two, actually. And that's where you can watch like news reports and sporting games and stuff like that. It's fairly big, but it's an airport bar. It's not it's not a dive bar or whatever. It's just it's a relaxing place to go and just chill out. But you can meet people there, and you can peruse the concourse. That whole ring there has various different shops and offices. And what do you want to do? I'm turning it over to you two.
Should we start looking for a buyer?
Probably.
A buyer for what?
The
minerals. Rare ores.
Yeah, that.
No, you don't have to do any, unless did you buy some rare ores?
Yeah, we bought the uncommon ores, 50 tons of it, all out of pocket, off the books.
So isn't that the same stuff that she had?
No, she had textiles.
Oh.
I think is what it was.
We bought the ores from somebody different, I think. It wasn't her.
Yeah, and we had just enough room to take both things. We got them at a big old 25% discount.
Right. We bought at $37.50 per ton instead of 5,000.
Okay.
And it's a shame that who was it? Yeah, Rasputin. Shame that Rasputin's not here, because I was going to give him the chance to buy into that by paying back what we borrowed from the maintenance fund.
Right.
If he doesn't, the profit does not get split with him.
Okay, so what was the you said you have textiles?
No, she had textiles. We have uncommon ore.
Uncommon ore. Okay.
Yes.
Do you remember what the trade code is for that?
The trade code.
I did not take note of that.
Let me see. I might have.
It's probably 53. Just so you know, there are there's D66, which goes from 11 to 66. You roll 1 die 6 as a percentile, and then 1 die 6 as the individuals. And so it's kind of like percentile with D6s. And uncommon ore is number 53, just so you know. That way I can look it up and find it easier on my sheets.
I will write it down.
Okay, but it is 5,000 normally per ton, and you remember that. And what is the trade code of Aramanx?
It sure is.
That would probably, and it's never listed as trade code. It's listed as like notes or something like that.
Oh, it's it was not.
I got it.
Non-industrial, I think.
It's high population garden world puzzle.
Lovely.
Yeah. I don't really understand what that means, but okay. I'll have to look into puzzle. That might be a far future thing. Okay, and it's also a trade caution. It's amber zone. But yeah, 0 gas giants, 1 planetary belt, 11 other worlds. It's a G-type dwarf star. No big deal. But the main thing is it's high population garden world. If I look down here, it looks like high population garden world puzzle. Okay.
Does
Amber
anyone
zone.
know off the top of their head whose roll 20 thing color is like a grayish white? They have added a picture on the March Harrier crew picture.
What?
Look at the March Harrier crew picture.
Yeah, I drew that on there.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. You're talking about the person?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Trent.
Lovely.
He's clear. You can see right through him. Okay, so we need to go to the let me actually pull up the rules, because we could probably actually use the rules.
Rules.
I know. What's up with
Since
that?
when do we use those?
Ever since I can't remember how I wanted to do this.
I cast Fireball.
Okay. Yeah. Flamethrowers, whatever. Trade 206. Okay, let's go to page 206. Let's see if I can't blow this up where I can read this. Passengers. You don't have any destination set yet, right? So you're not worried about that. You didn't carry this here as freight. You carried it here as cargo.
Yes.
Here we go. Find a supplier. Nope, that's not what we're doing. Are you going to hire a local broker or a guide, or are you going to use your own broker or guide?
I think I got this.
Right.
Yeah, we have a college-educated man.
Okay. Selling goods. Selling goods works just like purchasing goods with the following changes. You have to find a buyer instead of a supplier. Same rules apply. And then when selling, use the selling die roll modifiers for the trade code instead of purchasing. Okay. And subtract the purchase DMs. Okay. If you don't accept the price, you cannot find a buyer in the same month. Okay.
So there's no trying again on this planet. We got to go somewhere else.
What?
Unless we want to sit around for a month.
Right. If you don't find a buyer, then you can, or I should say, if you don't accept the price, then you can. You'll have to go somewhere else. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, we had a couple of ideas. I can't find what we were thinking of in my notes.
Well, there's no planets that are like super industrial in this subsector, so they're all about the same selling too. It just comes down to the local wealth, really.
Right.
Okay,
right.
It says travelers can search for multiple buyers, but there is a -1 per previous attempt on a planet in the same month. Okay, so basically we're just trying to find a buyer.
Yes.
So it is...
And even getting market value gives us a profit, so no pressure.
Correct. Well, you're not selling, you're locating a buyer. It is different. Okay, so it is a broker check using either education or social standing.
Okay, I'll go with education.
And it's normally a D6 days. So you can do it slower, which means it'll probably be much longer than a D6 days. Or you could do it faster and make it, you can, hurry and make it harder. So, okay, so hold on. Or because it is a tech level 8, or hold on, is it tech level 8? I don't think it is actually.
The planet's not.
Nope. Then you can't do it.
Is.
Well, see, you're not locating. Yeah, the station is, but the planet is where the tech level comes from. Your buyer is someone on planet 99% of the time. The people in the spaceport are just the people that would relay that message for you. Okay, so if they would have like the internet, which they don't have, then you could use the internet and use admin instead of broker, or so that's your choice. And instead of 1d6 days, it winds up being 1d6 hours.
But we can't do that here.
But you cannot do that here.
Ah, the magic of the interwebs.
Now, what level is the starport?
B?
B?
B is for?
Yep, that gives you, well, it depends on which B you're looking at. If it's the very first B, if you're looking at this page, then you can see where it says starport. Right?
The page didn't pop up when you said that.
Really?
Oh, there we go.
You didn't see that?
Then, yeah, that is the B I'm thinking of.
Yep, and so that gives you a +4 on your die roll.
Okay, I guess we'll take the normal amount of time. I won't go slow or fast, just the
D6 days. Okay.
Yeah.
You get your education or social standing. Basically, what that's saying is if you decide to use education, what you're doing is you're going to shops and businesses and manufacturing companies, things like that. If you wind up using social standing, what you're telling me is you're going into the street. You're trying to find somebody that is, maybe a vendor or somebody, maybe another merchant ship. You're trying to use your relationships to get deals or find a buyer, where education is telling me you're doing it by the book.
Well, I guess I'm doing it by the book then.
Okay. Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
And since it's not a black market item, you don't have to go that direction. That's a totally different chart.
So a +4, you said?
Yep, because it's a B-type starport. It means a lot of goods come and go here.
Okay. Come on, high numbers. 15.
Should have went fast. Give me a D6 roll.
Low numbers. 5.
So in 5 days, you will find a buyer.
That's good.
All right. So it basically tells me that over the next 5 days, you're visiting various shops, you're making phone calls, you're going places, doing things. So what are you guys going to do in the next 5 days?
I feel like we had something we needed to do.
See, this basically, you can look at it this way as well, and I'll kind of put it into a justification, like why you know it's going to be 5 days. Maybe you've got an appointment scheduled for 5 days to talk to a guy that's very interested in your ore. So there you go. So you know that in 5 days, somebody's going to make you an offer.
Okay. We could like advertise for passengers.
Where are you
Yeah,
going?
we should do that.
You could advertise or shop around for buying cargo as well.
I could do the passengers because that's admin, right?
Yeah, but you can do all of it at the same time. It's no big deal.
We can.
Yeah, one person can do everything all the time.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah, because in 5 days, you got 5 days.
But I want to roll too.
that's fair. That's fair. So which one did you want to do? The passengers?
Yeah,
You don't
I'm not
want to.
good
You
at
don't want to
buying.
find a supplier.
I'm
You don't
not
want-
good at that.
You don't want to worry
I
about
can-
any of that.
I can find a supplier.
I am untrained in everything that applies to it. I have a 3 for my social and a 6 for my education. I'm not touching the buying.
Okay, so go ahead and roll for a supplier. It's the same roll. It's 8 broker, education or social standing with a +4 and a D6 days.
You should go fast.
Well, the worst you can roll is a 6.
What's the DC for going fast?
It's two harder, so it would become a 10.
I probably won't get higher than a 5, and we're going to be here for 5 days anyway. So I'll go normal speed.
Okay.
Dang.
Roll a D6.
4.
Okay, so what are you guys going to be doing in the next 4 days?
We had something we needed to do. I
Did
think.
we?
There was something we were like, oh yeah, we can do it on Karsten, and then it turns out Karsten was a wasteland.
I can't remember. We did tons of shopping on Karsten.
Did we?
Yeah, that they had that underground market.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Okay, do me a favor here. Roll a D6.
Which of us?
I don't care. Well, it's probably the broker because I'm still
Okay.
working. I'm still working on brokering.
6.
Okay. Now roll me 6 D66 rolls.
Oh my goodness.
So you can just roll 2d6. That's all you got to roll. And I'll just do it 6 times. And I will see what the numbers are. Yeah, like 44 and because I don't need the total, I need the percentage. So I see 44, I see 31.
Stuff's happening.
Right.
We live in a world. Oh, another 44. Another 44.
Lots of 44s.
Let's hope that's a good one.
Yeah. Okay.
We get
So
mugged by thugs 3 times.
this goes from 41 to 66. Okay. Precious metals. Okay, hang on. Can you see that? My chat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I keep forgetting like which one you're actually able to see or not. Okay. You also rolled a 55. Do I ignore 55? Hold on. No, I ignore 65. Okay. And it's on a garden world, so that would explain why 55 is wood. Okay.
Oh, is this what we're getting offers for?
Yeah, this is the
Okay.
the suppliers. And then that's a totally different chart. So let me jump to the proper chart for that.
See, you posted that ad selling our precious metals, and now we got 3 offers for precious metals. They think we're in the business.
You're not selling precious metals.
Oh. Uncommon ore.
Yeah, that's rock.
It'll be metal eventually, probably.
Could be a metal eventually. Okay, so 15 is consumables. Okay. Common consumables. Which is things like food, drink, other agricultural products, things like that. And then you rolled a 31. Okay. This is something you might be interested in. Oh, wait, hold on.
We have to take a shipment of credits for the bank. Oh no.
Okay. Okay, just so you know, these suppliers have common electronics, common industrial goods, common manufacturing goods, common raw materials, common consumables, common ore. Okay, so it has all of those. Plus, it has the precious metals, the wood, and there's one more. Crystals and gems.
I like that one.
There we go. Okay, crystals and gems. Well, I'm gonna quote you a price on all of these, so, and then you can decide if you like these. But you wanna talk to the guy with the crystals and gems. Give me a D6 times 5.
Uh, 65 roll? I mean, 5d6 rolls?
No.
Or just a 6 times 5, okay.
Right. A D6 multiplied by 5.
So 5.
So 5. 5 tons of gems. That would be a lot of gems.
Yeah, if we can afford it, space-wise, that's nothing.
Yeah, well, it's 5 tons.
Displacement tons or regular tons?
Everything is displacement tons.
Yeah, and we can carry like 150. So.
It is not an asteroid, it is not a desert, and it is not ice capped. So we're looking at a price. Here we go. So you're going to roll 3 dice, I do believe. Let's take a look. 3 dice and apply your broker skill. No stat, just the skill.
That's with a +1, so 11.
Okay, I'm breaking out my calculator. He's selling it at 17,000 per ton.
I'll make a note of that.
Well, I'm putting it in chat for you.
Okay.
Just so you can, because we're going to have to do this a few more times. Okay. So 17,000 per ton for the crystals and the gems, which are things like diamonds, synthetic, or natural gemstones. You'll want to sell it on industrial or rich worlds.
So probably not the way we're headed.
Well, it depends on where you go. Okay, are you interested in any of those other ones? Because that's where the bigger the cost, the bigger the potential for profit. Because if you buy something for 1 credit and you double and you get it, you're able to sell it at 200, you're still only making 2 credits.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, so it's usually better to go with the big numbers like gemstones. But you also have precious metals.
We can afford the gemstones, but we could buy like 2 of these things if we have the money, because we have the space. So we should hear out the metals, because we had 3 offers for that.
Yeah, I'm interested.
No,
in
it's
metals
one.
as well.
It's one guy that has 3 times the amount.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah. And what's the number on precious metals? 44. Okay. You don't get any modifier for buying, so let's roll 3d6. He has 11 tons of precious metals. What'd you roll? 11? Okay. 11 tons. And now we're going to have to roll 3 dice 6, but you get to add your broker skill.
This time it's a 9 total.
A 9, okay. So I'm breaking out my calculator. He's selling those precious metals at 47,500 per ton.
And you said you had 11 tons?
And yeah, it's right there, 11 tons.
Well, I don't think we can afford that.
Right, and you would want to sell those on a rich industrial or a high-tech world. And the wood, yeah. Now remember, you can always buy common items like electronics, industrial, manufacturing, raw materials, and consumables, but those costs are usually very low. Common consumables, oh wait, hold on. Common raw materials, you get a good deal on garden worlds, and this is a garden world. So you might consider it. It's like metals, plastics, chemicals, and other basic materials. Are you interested?
Yeah.
Okay, so make your normal purchase roll, but add 2 to it for raw materials. So basically, it's whatever your broker skill level, plus 2, plus 3 dice.
Okay, so it'll be this roll plus 3. 12.
What was that 8? And what was that?
What 8?
I see a 5, 2, 1, which is an 8. Oh, you already added. Okay, I got you. That was from a previous thing. Okay, so why don't you just roll 3 dice and add 2 to it, or 3 to it, or whatever. But okay, either way. So you got a 9. Because if you do the advanced dice roller, it lets you put the pluses in there.
Right, I should have done that.
Okay, so we got a 12 on your raw materials. Okay. That's a pretty good deal. Just so you know, anything higher than an 8 is a discount, right? 8 is 100%. So, because you rolled a 12, it's a fairly sizable discount.
We're going to get accused of bullying the merchants if you're not careful.
Raw materials are
Fine. We won't be meeting them again, probably.
okay. So raw materials are 4,000 per ton, and this guy will have 2 dice times 20 tons. So if you want to roll 2 dice,
He's got a little bit.
times 20.
That's 140 tons.
Okay, 140 tons. Okay, so yeah.
That's quite a bit of money. But it's doable, I suppose.
Well, I don't know what's better, the gems or the precious metals or the raw materials.
Well, we can really only afford the gems and the raw materials, probably, right?
Well.
I mean, you can buy 1 ton of raw materials if you want.
Yeah.
You don't have to buy all 140 tons.
So, out of pocket, we have nothing until we sell our current cargo. Ship funds, we have about 126,000 credits. So we could buy the gems and then like 10 tons of raw materials or 1 ton of precious metals. The precious metals were 47,000 per ton, so still a good bit of profit to be made there, and it doesn't take up a lot of space if we only get 1.
What's the market price for precious metals?
It varies depending on where you buy it at.
Okay.
But here it would be 47,500.
So I'm thinking the gems and the raw materials personally, but
Well, can we wait to agree to them until we've sold our cargo? Say we need to liquidate some assets and we'll get back to you.
Now, I got a question. Why I have a chart here that's not in my rule book.
That being said, I agree with you that we should go with the raw materials. Space-wise, I think the precious metals would be better because it's 1 ton, so we could take some like freight or something. But with the common goods will be easier to sell, and we know we got those at a massive discount.
yeah.
So if we don't have any other cargo coming, then those would definitely be better. Even then, we can only afford about 10 tons of it, so I guess still space-wise we're good.
Yeah, this chart that I put in the Roll20 is not what's in the rule book. That must be a first edition chart. I'm gonna have to look into that because this bases the die roll based on the starport and the tech level and the fact that it's Amber Zone, the population, and you're making a broker skill check looking for either major or incidental cargo. And on the second edition book, it doesn't have any of that. And that's fine. We're simplifying. So, okay. So are you guys going to be purchasing any of those cargoes?
The gems definitely, and
Yeah, you can go ahead and mark that off now. You've already been paid. You can consider yourself paid, and you can just go ahead and purchase those gems off of the money that you've been paid.
yeah, that actually comes to be about what we got paid.
Okay. And then a day after that, you're going to sell more cargo.
Yeah. So we're getting the crystals and gems on the book. Just so you know, Dylan. Crystals and gems.
Okay. And remember to put the gems down as 31.
31.
That's the die roll.
Yep.
How
So
many
that
tons
is-
you have is all I care. I don't care how much you paid for it. Just deduct it. So
5
you don't have to write. You don't have to put down like gems 5 tons, 17,000. I don't care about that. All I care about is that you have 5 tons of gems.
Oh, I have a little chart for all the cargo we've taken, and it's what it is, how much we took, what we paid, where we bought it, where we sold it, how much.
Yeah, I'm just saying I don't care how much you
Yeah,
paid for
yeah,
it. Because when you go to sell it, you could have paid 1 credit or 100 credits. It doesn't matter to me. It's going to sell for this amount or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're getting you're getting the raw material, the precious metals.
Raw materials.
Raw materials. How many tons?
Right now we can afford 10 tons.
Okay. But now you're trying to sell, on day 6, you're going to try to sell your ore or your,
That's right.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And your ore is 40 something?
40. Oh, hold on. I did write it down. 53.
53 is where I'm at. Okay. And okay. So we're going to need a 3 die 6 roll. We're going to add your broker skill and nothing else.
Could you repeat that? How many dice?
3 dice. Plus your broker skill level.
Oh wow, 16.
That's not bad. The selling break even is 11, right? So buying is 8, but selling is 11. But you rolled higher than that, so you know you're getting it at a higher rate. Okay. So what is that higher rate? Let's see. And you think it defaults at 5,000. But does it? Not here. They are offering you 6,250 per ton.
Excellent.
Okay, so we have 50 tons of it.
Yep.
So we just sold it for 312,500 credits.
Sounds right.
That's beautiful.
Now, with those extra credits, do you want to pick up some more cargo of the available cargoes that are available? You are able to do that.
So that one was off the books. So I'll have to do a quick percentage thingy and then tell Dylan what's his, and we can decide where to go with that. Oh crap! Raw materials. I didn't mark that down. Minus 40,000. Okay.
Okay, now while all this is transpiring, now understand that this is a lot of rolling and figuring out numbers and stuff like that. Just to understand that this is happening in the background while you're here at the spaceport. It's not, yes, it might be your main purpose for being here or what have you, but you are visiting different people, traveling around. We're just not going to roleplay every single interaction with every merchant on the planet, right? Because you're making probably 20 or 30 phone calls a day. You're just trying to figure out who's going to offer you the best rate or whatever. And you found a guy. But during those 5 days, something still might, or 6 days, 5 days, whatever, something still might happen to you, or you might encounter some kind of role-playing opportunity. So those die rolls kind of happen. They just happen in the background. Unless you get killed or something. And then, of course, that'll probably put a kibosh on it. But so, having said that, there might be a role-playing opportunity.
Oh.
Or there might not be.
Something went wrong there.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Okay, I'm just going to do this the easy way.
You do what you do. $64. Okay, here we go.
Okay. So, some of this has to get paid back to the ship. Well, not the ship, but the maintenance the maintenance fund. That's the word.
Mm-hmm.
Which is going to be that minus.
While you're doing that, I have to look something up.
Cool.
Yeah.
That has been paid back. Which leaves 31421.
Yep, this works. Okay. So if you are ready, you're through your pursuit of various cargoes, and so you're looking for people to buy your cargo. You're also looking to purchase cargoes. You're making a lot of contacts. You're contacting a lot of brokerage firms and companies and manufacturing hubs, and basically you're just going through the phone book, trying to figure out who you can purchase, or what you can purchase, what you can sell, or who might be willing to buy your stuff. You get a phone call. Give me a D6 roll, broker.
All right.
On day two, right? So on day 171, you get a phone call ringy dingy ding.
Uh,
And
hello, Mark Carrier.
now, if you want, okay, I'm going to kind of interject here a little bit. If you want, you can make your ship an answering machine. So the ship is smart enough to be able to answer the phone and answer questions. Okay, the ship is not it's not artificial intelligence, but it is kind of a virtual intelligence. So it can simulate or ask specific questions when people call. It's not just a pre-recorded message, right? It's like, who may I say is speaking? And then they say, and then what's the reason for your call or whatever. If you want to do that, you can. Or you can be the one that answers the phone. I'm just saying for future reference, if you want your ship to answer the phone for you, the March Harrier can do that. It's kind of like a butler.
Okay. Hey, Maximilian.
Yeah, Dirk.
Would you like to know what you paid into that cargo? You paid 40,000.
I remember.
Would you like to know what you're getting back?
What am I getting back?
60,487.
Excellent.
So that's not bad. And now that I've told you that it's paid.
Okay. So the phone rings and you say the March Harrier. Is that right? You're going to answer, or you want the ship to answer?
I'm answering this time. We'll make a answering machine later.
You'll do this. Okay. Very good. So yeah, there we go. Give me a second. I'm all over the place. Yep, I think, nope, that's not the one. Yep, that works. Right. And that. Got it. I'm going to post it in chat. Boom, just so you know. Okay, so, hello, is it, you said this is the March Harrier? Okay, this is the March Harrier. This is who I'm calling, right? Okay, good.
Yeah, we're the March Harrier.
Yeah, this is, Daka Agi. And, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know how to ask this, so I'm just going to go ahead and just go straight out and ask it. I need something, and hopefully you guys. I noticed that your flight. I took the liberty of looking into your flight records, and or your flight path, and I see that you visited Zila recently.
That's right.
Were you able to pick up any eyes wine?
Eyes wine? I don't believe so. Let me confer with my crew. I put him on mute for a second. Hey, Dirk. What the hell is eyes wine?
It's in chat.
I mean, I didn't get any. I think we had looked into wine, but it was really expensive.
Okay, alright. Thanks. I unmute myself. No, we did not pick up any eyes wine. at Zila.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's extremely hard to come by. And I would be willing to pay 2,500 per bottle, up to 100 bottles, if you could get it back to me in less than 10 weeks. I know that's a lot to ask, but it doesn't mean you have to do it like right away. But Tokaj Essentia from Old Earth itself is unavailable. You know, because it's reserved by the imperial mandate for the emperor and his family. But there are a number of other extremely good wines out there, and one of them is the Zealand Eyes wine. Just as a note, Zealand, from time to time, the trach crop suffers an early freeze. When this happens, they are immediately picked, transported to the winery, still frozen, and pressed into wine. This makes a unique, high-quality wine. Eyes wine. Or ice wine.
Interesting.
And it becomes available on Zila only rarely. And to come upon any sizable lot is nearly impossible. Tukura, through a subsidiary on Zila, constantly bids up the price so no one else can get it. It gets transshipped by Akarit from Aramanx to Junity and then on to other big worlds where it can be snapped up by Vintiers or whatever at high prices. Basically, I'm asking you, the next time you go to Zila, if you would look for some of this wine, and if you are able to find any of it, if you can get it back to me in less than 10 weeks, I'll pay you $2,500 per bottle, up to 100 bottles.
Okay, so do you have some information that there might be some Eyes wine coming on the market on Zila right now?
No.
So
I'm just rolling the dice. Hopefully you'll come across it. If you don't, then just don't come back. But if you do, I'll be here waiting to buy it.
I see.
Give me a D6 roll.
Okay, 6.
Yikes.
Is that bad?
It's a number between 1 and 6. Yeah. Let me highlight that as the thing you rolled. Boom. Okay. Yeah, so my name is Dakar Agi, and I'm looking for 100 bottles of Eyes wine. And the next time you're in town, look me up. Now, he's calling you from the planet. Okay, so he's not on the spaceport. Just so you know. He's in one of the various provinces, and you can tell based on his mannerisms and his lack of mercantile skill, he is probably not used to asking for anything.
So this
Okay.
is a big name.
Yeah, some not a merchant, maybe a nobleman or something.
Possibly a nobleman, yeah.
Well,
All right, and so he bids you good day and, you know, provides you with his number and his address and all that stuff, and you jot it down inside the computer. It's recorded, and after 4 to 5 days, you get all your cargo sold and you get all your cargo bought. And on the 6th day, your cargo is all loaded up on the ship. And was there anything else you wanted to do on this world? Oh, you wanted to get you wanted to get passengers.
Passengers
Yes.
and
Yeah.
maybe freight.
Where were you going to go to?
I was thinking Nasamen. That's not the one where the people started attacking their off-worlders, right? That's Zykoka.
I don't know. Yeah, Zykoka's an amber zone, so I would assume so.
Okay, so yeah, I was thinking Nasamen.
well, are we going by way of Zykoka, or are we going to try and take a roundabout way and just do some deep space jumps?
Well, you can do a deep space jump in Zykoka.
Fair.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
that's 4 light years across, so you could jump somewhere near the system, but and then just jump a second time. You don't have to jump into the system.
Mm-hmm.
those xenophobes don't have any good ships anyways.
Now you should have a world map, the Aramanx subsector, right? And it should tell you a little bit about Nazamen, being that it's a water world. It has a law level of 2, a tech level of 11. It has an S, which is a scout base. It does have a gas giant. That's the number all the way in the far right.
So we do like the idea of Nasamen, just not the attacking outsiders thing.
That was Zykoka, I think, that attacks
Oh,
outsiders.
yeah, Zykoka. Okay, so Nasamen is what we... Yeah, that sounds really good.
Okay, let's
you
head for there.
you can do a inquiry to Nazamen in the library data. Hang on, let me find it.
Now, do you want to use some of your newfound wealth to buy more of that cargo off the books before we leave?
Okay, the world's seas, because remember it's a water world, is the home of a very large and nasty predator that is the source of an anti-inflammation drug.
Nice.
Cool.
Nazamen's population is primarily occupied with chasing down these predators, called bisels, and then excising the gland.
So, how large are these predators?
40,000 kilograms.
I'm imagining a predatory whale right now.
Yeah, 40,000 kilograms is like 80,000 pounds plus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a predator, so it's a nasty predator. It's called a carnivore killer, is what it's called. The gland regenerates in about a year, and so can be harvested many times.
Excellent. We might do some punting ourselves when we get there.
Maybe not.
Get yourself a rowboat and a harpoon gun and see what happens.
That
We
thing
can't.
sounds like it could swallow the ship.
We can't do it from the ship. I was imagining us just flying low and shooting them from the skies.
Well, the gland, like we found out, the gland like regrows within a year, so killing it might be frowned upon.
Fair point. Fair point.
But
Each gland will yield about 5 kilograms of drug.
that's not bad.
Yeah.
But
no, you guys aren't sailors. You're not. This is an ocean thing. It might even be a sub. Submersible.
Keep in mind that this creature in question is roughly 20 times the size of our ship.
The Bicel hunters operate in small crews aboard specially constructed submersibles. Much skill is involved in searching for the predator in the ocean depths. The actual capture process is short but dangerous. Okay. It's probably not something you guys are set up for. I mean, you could do it though, but you know.
We could join a crew. It'd be exciting.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I remembered what we were gonna go shopping for on Karsten. We were excited because high tech, low law, but it was also like no population and they weren't selling weapons. But I don't think we're gonna resolve that.
You're talking about like a desert world, pretty much. Karsten is not. I mean, it's not a desert, but it's barren. Yeah. There's other places, but Nazman's a good place to go.
Yeah, Nazman sounds exciting.
Yeah.
And if it's a water world, they probably don't have a lot of mining there, so that would also be a good place to unload everything we just bought.
Yeah.
Well, Nazman is a water world, so it's not any of those things that I mentioned, right? I mean, you were paying attention when I told you where to sell that stuff?
Yeah, you said...
Industrial, high population, high tech level?
Right.
No, that was for the metals. The crystals were just industrial or rich.
Right, and this one's a water world, so it gives no plus, is what I'm saying.
But
no,
we did
no
get the
minus.
Raw materials. Or we could even stock up on like some common ores before going there or something.
Well, let's see if we can get an offer for freight before we decide on buying any more stuff.
You're asking for freight going to Nazman?
Yeah.
Okay.
Could say Nazman by way of Zykoka. Do a quick touchdown, unload, get out of there.
Okay, so not willing to risk speculative trade, can go for a safer option. Freight, pay a fixed rate. They have to be transported in their entirety and come in 3 sizes: major, minor, and incidental. Okay. So, wow. This is just a lot of die rolls. Because it says to determine the number of cargo lots available, roll 2 dice for each cargo lot at like major, minor, and incidental. And that'll tell me how many lots are available. And then we roll to see how many tons are in those lots. And I'm just going to say there's enough. Okay, so because it's a lot of dice. But now we're looking at this is the effect of a broker streetwise check. Lots. Yeah. Here we are. Okay, so yeah, so for every ton that you want to fill, when you deliver it, they will pay you 1,600 credits going to Nasman.
That's good monies.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
So
we currently have 15 tons filled.
15 tons with your gems and stuff?
Yeah, which leaves us with 135.
135, yep. So if you want, you can take 135 tons of freight to Nasman.
I kind of say we should do that. That's good money.
Yeah.
But
well,
now
you said we were getting how much again? Sorry.
1,600.
That's actually a little bit. No, that's good. Yeah. That's slightly less than our average, but it's not bad. Because remember, our average is, roughly speaking, 1,000 per ton per parsec. So 16's not bad, but our average would be about 2,000.
Okay, so let's look for some high passengers that might be going to Nasman. So the way that works is you make either a broker, carouse, or streetwise check. You get a modifier of the highest steward skill on the ship. And because you're rolling for high passengers, you get a -4. The world population here is what? Page just stay open.
Billions.
Number. There's a number.
9.
On Aramanx?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Yeah, billions. Yikes. Okay, so you get a +3 because of the world population. And then because it's a B-type starport, you get a +1. And because it is an amber zone, you get a +1.
So that comes out to a net +1, since you said I was getting -4.
No. No. You have to roll a broker, carouser, or streetwise check. You just do that straight up. No modifier. Just roll a broker, carouse, or streetwise check.
Okay, I'll roll broker.
Okay.
Is that with intellect or education?
It's with the default.
Ah, darn it, I changed it to education earlier. Does it go back to the default if I close it and open it up again?
Give it a shot and see what happens.
Um. Okay, still at education.
Because Streetwise should be social. Broker could be intellect or social. I mean, intellect or, what is it on your skill list? What does it say? Does it even say?
Skill list.
Broker should be intellect.
Intellect, thank you.
Because I haven't even clicked mine as being trained yet, so I just clicked mine on, and it's on intellect.
Sounds
I've
good.
never used it, so I know.
Yeah,
mine's
sounds good.
default.
Intellect sounds like it should be. Okay, that's fine. Just give me that roll.
7.
Okay, so that's a -1 plus the highest steward skill on the ship, which is what? A +1?
That's my steward.
Which is what?
+1.
Okay, so that brings you to 0. High passengers, -4. World population, +3, so you're still at -1. Starport B, that gives you a 0. And then Amber Zone is +1, so it's a net +1.
No, my steward is 2, not a 1. I was thinking of broker just then. So did
+2 then. So in that case, you roll 2 dice and you add 2. That gives me a
12.
Okay. So roll 4d6.
17.
17 people want to go to Nazman and are willing to pay you high passage tickets. But you can't take that many.
No,
Hey.
we can take
You're muted.
We can take like 8.
Right.
Well, that's still cool though.
Okay. So you got your 8 high passengers. Now that means you cannot take mid passengers because all the staterooms are taken. You can't take basic, but you can take low passengers.
Yes.
Okay. So all those modifiers are the same, but instead of a -4, it's a +1. So it's a net +5 more, right? So +7 on the 2 dice roll. Because you're not rolling for high passengers, you're rolling for low passengers. High passengers gave you a -4, where low passengers gives you a +1.
Right.
Okay, so you should be +7.
Got it. 17 again.
Okay, 17 means you roll 7 dice.
We can take 9.
I know. Well, if they're all ones, it might just be 7.
Yeah.
But the odds are you're going to roll more than a 9. Yeah, so 16 low passengers show up, hoping to get off this hell world. This world that's at war.
Jeez, is it that bad here, you guys?
Well, there's a war going on in some countries.
Oh, they don't even have internet. That's right.
Right. So, exactly. So they want to go to Nazman. So you can get your 9 low passengers.
Okay. And so we did get to take all 135 tons of cargo
Freight.
or freight. Yes, is that
Yes.
correct?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay, your high passage tickets pay 12,000 each. You got that?
Yeah.
Okay. And your low passengers pay you 1,300 each.
Yep.
Okay.
Those are the numbers on my chart.
Okay. It varies depending on how far you're taking them.
Yeah, I have it set. The chart that you gave us.
Okay. Okay. Good. There's something else. Oh, that was it. Okay. Mason, give me a D66 roll.
A D66.
Basically 2D6.
How about 65?
Ooh. I don't really understand that roll. Okay, one of the high passengers that shows up, as you're greeting the passengers as they're boarding and you're being introduced to them, or they're introducing themselves to you, or whatever. However this universe works. Because it's high passage, you can expect that these guys can afford it, right? And remember, each high passenger has to be afforded a ton of cargo space.
Oh, I do have that added in. Then we have to take slightly less freight.
That is correct.
We have to take 8 tons less. I'm so good at talking.
Yeah, so basically they have like roll-on cargo, or what do you call it? Baggage check. You check their baggage into the cargo hold. They have their own carry-on clothing and stuff to survive a week, but they might be carrying extra stuff. Some of them don't have extra, or they're not taking up a full ton. They might just be taking up a few, like a couple of suitcases or whatever, but you still have to kind of give them the opportunity.
They're paying for that space.
They're paying for that space.
How they use it is up to them. They could bring a ton of air.
Right. Okay, so one of these passengers, when he introduces you, or when you introduce yourself to him, he is looking around the ship like he's got an excitable curiosity about him. It's unusual. It's not unusual. It's just remarkable. It's like passengers load and, they get in their room and stuff. But this guy seems to be checking out all the doorknobs, and he's looking at all the buttons and the ceiling and the plates, and he's checking out the landing gear before he gets into the ship. He's basically scouting your ship out.
He's an enthusiastic little bugger.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
do you want to approach him in any way, or just, allow him to load onto the ship and get his room and assign him his room and everything? He's very happy to be here.
So, I know in our Earth, there are restrictions against things like going on the flight deck during flight. Is there like imperial laws against doing that sort of thing on a spaceship?
What do you mean flight deck? That's an aircraft carrier. What are we talking about?
Like in an airplane, you can't go into the cockpit.
Well, you can lock whatever doors you want. It's your ship.
But I mean, can we like invite him up? He's obviously excited with how the ship works, and it's not like we're a top secret
You
ship.
can lock or unlock whatever doors you want. It's your ship.
Okay.
The Empire, as long as you're not murdering him or kicking him out into space, they don't care. You know what I mean? And even if you did, they probably wouldn't care. Because that's not mass casualties. The Empire gets involved in mass casualties.
Okay. Then I'm gonna ask if he wants to see how the ship goes into hyperspace or jump space.
Okay, he visibly creams his pants.
Metaphorically.
There's a stain.
Okay, not metaphorically.
Oh no.
He almost passed out when you asked him. He did a little shiver, and then he's like, yes, absolutely.
Okay, well, I can show you the nitty-gritty of it down in the engine room while I use the jump drive. Or
what?
We've got an extra seat up front, and you can watch the captain actually steer it into jump space.
The doctor is normally up there manning the sensors.
Wow, he's in his room now.
You don't man sensors from your room.
Okay.
He could just stand, because you don't have to sit down.
Well, I'll be in the engine room, so whichever one he finds more interesting.
Yeah, the bridge, obviously.
Okay. Maximilian, could you show him up to the bridge, please?
Of course. Would this happen to be your first time on a ship, sir?
Oh, no. Oh, but it's the first time I've been on a subsidized merchant ship like this.
I see. Well, if you'll follow me, I can certainly show you to the bridge.
Normally I take luxury liners wherever I go, but this is very quaint and exciting.
Ah, I see.
And I'd like to see how you guys actually are able to get this ship to function.
Oh.
Well, it's much easier than it looks, I assure you.
Okay.
It's incredibly exciting, though. I bet those luxury liners never spring leaks in deep space.
You're right.
Then you may be in for yet another treat.
Okay, if there's a leak, let me know. I'll be the first one to watch you guys patch it. Okay, so this guy is extremely eager and happy to be on your ship, but he's also not rude, but he likes to see how the other side lives, right? He's basically lowering his standards for the excitement, if that makes sense. Because if he's on a luxury liner, they're not going to let him in the engine room. They're not going to let him on the bridge. You know, he's going to have to stay on the dance floor or something. He's not going to, the swimming pool or whatever. He's not going to be able to go where the action is. But on your ship, and you guys seem to be very amiable for this, he can actually follow the steward around and watch to see how he prepares the meals, and he checks out Gavadson because he's probably very curious about how he guards the ship, and and then he goes to the engine room just to feel the heat from the engines. He's weird. Let's just say that he's weird. But he's also
eccentric.
He's eccentric. That's the word.
Once he's off the ship, he's a weirdo. While he's paying, he's eccentric.
Exactly. Okay, so you guys are loaded up with cargo and passengers. The doctor is able to get everybody frozen. On 176, you're able to leave the system. On 177, you're actually able to maneuver and jump. I need to put a text. Jump. Okay. And yeah, I'll put that there like that. And you're making your first jump to deep space. Since you're not doing it in a hurry, you're doing it slow. Is there any way to actually fail?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, because the navigator will roll. And who's the navigator again?
That is now somebody. I have it written down. Hold on, I have Windows open. Navigator is Trent.
Okay. I'm going to give you a navigation roll. Since he's doing it slow, he only needs to roll like a 6. I rolled a 7. So you'll get a +1 on your die roll.
Okay.
And you roll engineering, jump drives. And you're doing it slow, so all you need is a 6.
I got a 9.
Yeah, so it's a very smooth transition in jump space.
Yay.
Let's give me a I'm not a streetwise, a steward roll.
Oh, we forgot about the Enolas.
Yeah, they would give you a +2.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
That
go
means
ahead.
the only way for us to fail the jumps with the Enolas is if one of us gets snake eyes.
Yeah, even then, I don't think you can fail it.
That gives us a 5. Tiny chance, but it's there.
1, 2, 3, 4. No, because
Oh, no, he's
his
got a
navigation, his navigation would be a 6, and he would pass with it. So that would give you a +0.
So if we both got snake eyes, we would fail by 1.
Okay.
On my roll.
Okay.
So
it's possible.
Yeah.
Okay. So while in jump space, I need a steward to make a steward skill check. And I assume you're jumping to deep space.
Yes.
Not to actual Zykoka.
All right. Oh wow, I got a low roll. I got a 6 on steward.
Okay. So nothing is out of the ordinary in your first week in jump space that you know of. Okay, so the day is 184. You don't have to travel into system or out of system. You just refuel and do another jump. And so as long as I don't roll snake eyes, you can't fail. Is that right?
Correct.
I rolled and more than snake eyes. Okay. So you don't roll snake eyes. Because you can fail with snake eyes even if you have a +100.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Okay. Jump drive. Click.
Yeah, you're good. Okay, so make a steward roll while you're in jump space.
Seven.
All right. You do not discover anything unusual while in jump space. Okay, and so you get to, why do I have so many windows open? Okay. That's why. Okay, good deal. So you jump into or near Nazman. When you get to Nazman, before you even get a chance, Nazman does have a gas giant. So are you planning on jumping to get close to the planet, or are you planning on jumping to get close to the gas giant? It is a water world, so you should be able to refuel from the planet if you want, or you can refuel from the gas giant, or you can refuel from the spaceport.
We can refuel from the planet.
Yeah, that was my thought.
Okay, so you get to about 100 diameters, which is about halfway between Earth and Mars. You come out of jump space, and before you power up the maneuver drives, your sensors determine where the planet is. It's a very smooth transition into Nazman. The power plant shifts from powering the jump drives to now powering the ship. Normally, when you're in jump space, the power plant is using the majority of its energy on the jump drive. So everything's run at kind of a lower level, like the lights are dimmer, and it's not, well, you don't have any thrusters going or anything. So, but now you're shifting your power from the jump drive back to the ship and the maneuver drives. Everything's starting to come back to life. You get a radio signal. Bing! Bing-a-ling-a-ding-ding. It's a radio communication.
I guess I answer it. Hello, March Harrier.
This is the scout ship Backwater. We saw you exit jump space. What's your intention here in this system?
Trade. We're going to Nazman to trade. We've got freight and passengers.
Okay. Have a safe trip.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you maneuver in. It takes about a day of maneuvering, thrusting, and then deceleration to get towards the world. Whoa. There we go. That works. And when you get there, long-range sensors basically let you see the world and the spaceport. Now, with it being a B-type spaceport, there is going to be an orbital facility. You can utilize the orbital facility if you want, or you can land, but the planetary system doesn't have like a surface. Okay, hang on. I'm checking something. Nazman. It does have a dense atmosphere, so there's no problem breathing. Breathe fairly well, actually. It's not polluted or anything, so you don't need to masks, but you're there's no real land. Checking. There is a city, because you're only getting there's only tens of thousands, so you're looking at like 60,000 people, so it's fairly small, and most of them are scattered around. So there is a city, a spaceport main city, but it's Sea Lab. It's basically underwater. And then there's also the orbital station.
I would say that we should do like before and go like to the spaceport and shuttle down, but that wouldn't really do for refueling from the ocean.
Do we need to land in order to refuel? Like from the planet?
Well, no, you can just you can float in the water if you want to do that. Like a ship. You can land and float on the surface of the ocean and throw in your cables or whatever. Your ship is not built for submersion, going underwater. You can, but it's not. If you go really deep, you're going to spring a leak.
We're built to withstand no pressure, not high pressure.
Correct.
Very different systems.
It is, right. But you can land on the surface.
There's also the concern that we know there's a predator on this planet big enough to eat the ship, and it's in the ocean. So we should keep an eye out for that.
Okay, so you get a I'm gonna jump in and play Adam's character for just a second. He did a scan of the planet. You know that he's scanning or whatever. I'm noticing 100-foot waves.
100-foot waves?
Yes.
Is that normal here?
I mean, I don't know. I've never been here.
No, I mean, does it say that on like the database entry?
Well, let's go ahead and take a look in the database entry. It does say that this is something you might want to know. I wish I knew exactly what page this was on.
Thinking about how waves are formed, it makes sense that an all-water planet would have massive waves. There's nothing to break the wind, so it's going to be going real quick.
I can break some wind. Okay. There is something about it here. Hang on. Let's go Nasman. Loody-doo? No. Okay. There is a large, close moon. A high axial tilt. And an energetic sun. It combines to produce giant waves and extreme weather effects. The world is always in a storm.
Oh, so we found Camino.
Right. I don't know. Camino's kind of mild. Yeah, this one's... Yeah, this is the... Remember, you saw Interplanetary, right? Or Interstellar, the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, those waves.
The time planet.
Yeah. There's some giant waves.
Well, looks like it was a bad idea to think we could refuel here.
I mean...
You still can. It's just dangerous.
Yeah.
There's also a gas giant.
I mean, that's dangerous too.
It is.
For similar reasons.
Right.
And on the gas giant, we confront that danger by diving into it below the surface. So maybe.
Yeah, you can get under the water. It's just you can't go super deep.
Yeah, so maybe we like get the hoses out.
Well,
dive a bit.
there are also intakes on the
That's right.
ship.
We have scoops.
You have scoops, so you could just get underwater and just like 100 feet underwater and just.
We wouldn't even need to go that deep.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can still do it. There's just going to be a lot of
Turbulence.
let's call it turbulence.
Turbulence, yeah.
So
Subturbulence.
maybe we let the passengers off first.
Yeah, subturbulence.
Except for that one guy. He probably wants to stay on for this.
Right. So the orbital spaceport would be the most likely place to let these passengers off. It's a very gentle, easy place to land, unload your cargo, look for buyers and sellers. Yeah. The orbital spaceport.
So spaceport and then planet?
Sounds good to me.
Sounds like there's a lot of cool stuff on this planet, despite it being an oversized kiddie pool.
Right. Yeah, 60,000 people think so. Okay, so you get to the spaceport. You immediately notice that it is a double, like a double disc. There's, like, you would think that the two rings would be parallel, but they're not. They're actually side by side, but they're connected, so they're not spinning or anything like that. It looks like giant handcuffs is what this. It's like two rings with like connecting corridors or beams or whatever you want to say. And when you get closer, the spaceport directs you to land at one of the two rings. The second ring is actually the scout base. And you'll notice there are some large scout ships. When I say large, I don't mean like Navy large. I mean scout large. So maybe 10,000 tons. You know, not 600,000 tons. You know, we're looking at like 10,000 tons. So there's some big ships here. There's also, what you'll notice is a coming and going from the scout base are these small ships that look like teardrops that come and go. And I think I might have a picture of one. And you'll see them constantly coming and going, and they're leaving in, I want to say in the spokes, like they're going out in different directions, but not really. It's mostly all in one direction. And then these other teardrop ships are coming in, and I think they're only 100-ton ships. These things are pretty small. Yep, 100 tons. And they look just like that. Well, that didn't help. Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, and you can see that there's this animal on the side of it. It looks like, and there's a rider on the back of that animal, and that animal has 8 legs. Okay. It's basically a callback to the Pony Express. Except that's not a pony. That's some other alien creature. But these are obviously X-boats, which are basically male ships, not female ships. No, they're male ships. They carry UPS or USPS, right? But they're the Imperial Scout Service operates the X-boats. They usually don't have maneuver drives. They only have jump drives. So it's like they jump to the next world and there's someone there to pick them up. And those are called X-boat tenders. This planet apparently doesn't have that. They're actually maneuvering into the spaceport. So if you need a message delivered anywhere along the X-boat route, this is where it ends. Nazman is the end of the X-boat route. If you look at a map, you'll see a green line, and that green line is the X-boat route. There's also one down by Aramanx. And then there's one up here by Junity. Junity being the largest, probably the most populous planet in this subsector. All right, so you fly in. They direct you to the spaceport, which is the one side of this spaceport complex, and guides you in to land. You can spend 500 credits and be here for a week.
Sounds good to me.
Right.
Yeah.
And then once you dock, you don't have to make any piloting rules or anything. It's a pretty autopilot kind of thing that guides you in. When you get in, you set up to have your freight unloaded. The passengers are unloaded. The low passengers are unfrozen and then unloaded. And your friend shakes all your hands. He thanks you for the interesting journey. Maybe I'll do it again sometime. Maybe I won't. But I needed to get here to this world. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to fly with you guys. And he disembarks. So basically everybody disembarks. Your freight gets unloaded. They pay you your 1,600 credits per ton. But now you're left with your personal cargo and an empty ship. Right? So you want to pay for life support, you go ahead and do that now. That is replenished at normal rates.
Okay. Oh boy. My finance log got filled. I have to extend it. Luckily, I'm using Excel, so it's very easy.
Page 2. Tab 2, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are on Nazman, or the spaceport.
So, should we take care of fueling, or take care of that after we've kind of gotten our business done here?
I can wait till business is done.
Alright, in that case, where should we go from here? We were kind of planning to head in the direction of Junity to talk to Mr. Golan about that reward.
Yes.
And report to the naval base about the scheme, the smuggling scheme that we uncovered.
We could probably tell the scouts that.
That's true.
I feel like we had something else we wanted to check out here.
On Nasaman, or just like
Nasaman, yes. Well, we've basically settled the issue of Banerjee, just tying up some loose ends, so we don't really need to worry about the false itinerary. There's still those guns that got stolen, and we know the Vargers are using them to build a massive warship.
Yeah,
Probably
yeah.
do something about that.
And Gavadson's probably trying to get us to hunt down the head of the Corfu Zhang.
Yeah, I told him I would help do that. What of that can we work on here? Or is this just going to turn into a pit stop?
Well, I
I'd be
guess...
interested to see one of those big old ocean monsters.
So would
I don't know that I want to try and harvest one, but that might be fun to see.
So do you want to tell the scouts while we're here about the smuggling scheme?
Mm, we could. Is there any other way we can think of to use that to our advantage?
I think we're past the point where we can blackmail them. I think,
Well, we wouldn't be able to blackmail them ourselves anyways. They would just have us killed.
exactly.
But we could tell a rival company, but we're already very tied up in that as it is. We might as well just tell the scouts. They seem to be the ones going along the frontier more often.
Alright.
Okay, both of you need to make an endurance check, but Mason, you make it at -2.
Okay.
Endurance. I am bad at that.
-2. I got a 7.
I also got a 7.
Okay. So you, Max, you lose 1 off your intelligence, and Mason, you lose 2 more off your intelligence.
Oh no.
Off of my rating or my modifier?
It's technically permanent. No, it's your value, your intelligence value. So it's technically permanent unless it's healed. So it could be temporary if you figure out what's going on.
We need to get to a hospital.
Another good reason to head for Virginity.
I'm sure there's a hospital here. They make medicine here.
There's nothing here that's going to be worth a damn. It's like Clarksville's hospital.
They get it right sometimes.
No, they do. I mean, you could go see the hospital, but it's not. They do have a hospital. Let me back up. They have a hospital, but their focus is like the bends, or they have decompression chambers, but they also have aquatic medicines and stuff like that, and they manufacture drugs, but it's not like whatever it is that's going on with you, because they can't figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go meta on you guys and just tell you what the book says. It says the characters will not be aware of the intelligence loss. It is recorded secretly by the referee. No, it's not. Okay. The decline is so gradual that no one in the group will be aware of any great change. However, it will make itself felt as time goes on, and that's why I'm telling you.
Okay.
Checks against intelligence will begin to fail more than usual because I'm applying minuses to you that you're not aware of. I withhold information from you because failed die rolls or confusion. But I didn't want to do it that way.
Still, the migraines for like a month now are concerning.
Right. The cumulative effect will eventually become noticeable, but it's not a sudden revelation. That's why I've taken a few jumps to let you know.
Okay.
More of a gradual feeling that things are not going well. You will eventually realize that something is badly wrong. That's why I'm telling you.
It's not the Enolas, is it?
And because your intelligence is -3, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it is so low that when pushed, you have been considered badly affected. You are rendered incapable of independent thought or action.
That's bad.
Yeah. You stare off into space, unable to respond to any sort of stimulus. It's not 100%. You have your faculties from time to time. That's why your intelligence isn't a 0. But from time to time, you'll be caught just sitting there staring off into space. Or you will be, standing, at the microwave, an hour after your food has already been cooked and stuff like that.
That's not good for me to be working the jump drive.
Right. Luckily, that's not an intelligence roll, is it?
Oh. Engineer. That's education.
Right. You are still capable of eating and taking care of yourself, and occasionally taking care of the Enolas, although you may have trouble deciding what to have for dinner or what to wear. But in situations where thought or action are required, you will not be able to function without help.
Okay.
And everybody on the ship is starting to feel the effects.
So it's gotta be something big.
Because Tolman, you just got a -1 as well. So,
And
yeah, and I'm not rolling for everybody else, but they'll all roll the next time they play. They might suffer a minus. Yeah, and it's not. Yeah, so. Yeah, Junity is probably the best place to go for that. You've got a Navy base there. You've got a scout base. You've got a very large population. Very high tech level, I believe. What is Junity? Okay, they got an 11 tick level, but that's not bad. They got a really high law level though. And the population is, what is that, 30 billion people? It is considered an important world. And you'll notice that there is a 50% population of, I don't know how to pronounce that, Lelawillali? Lelawillali?
That could be Welsh.
No, it's not. It's an alien. The nickname for them are dandelions.
Oh.
Let me see if I've got a picture of one of them. I don't think I do. Library data? I do have pictures. I just didn't create a library data one for it. Yeah, you could probably just Google dandelion traveler and you'll get a picture.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I think we need one to help out our steward.
Dandelion traveler images.
Chley Chlooey Lolly.
Okay,
That's
maybe I need to put
terrible.
RPG because I'm getting a.
I have the traveler map pulled up and it's got it on there, so I just copied the name.
Okay, well I am going to make a handout real quick. I thought I did already, but it's okay. Oh, okay, that'll work. And then add a handout. Let me drag this over. I'll just put dandy. Yep. So that is it. That is an alien. It has
Weird.
It has many arms or legs depending on how they're being used, right? And so this picture shows 5. He's balancing on one of his legs and the other 4 are used as arms. I believe the eye is in the palm. So his eyeballs are in the palm, if I remember right. Okay, I've got a dandy picture, but it's not in color. It's black and white, but it looks exactly the same. So, okay, so yeah, 50% of the population on that planet of Junity is those guys.
I love it.
Right. They are, they're considered a minor race because they didn't develop jump drives on their own. So yeah, I mean, it's, who knows? I know you want to go to Junity. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about it. Trade classification for Junity might be a little different, though.
Oh,
Here we go.
the day we land on Nasamin is the day salaries are due again, just so you know.
Okay.
So go ahead and
go ahead and pay it out.
Yeah,
if you're not, just put a note on there that for the crew to get paid.
I did.
Because they're not here, and so when the next time they show up, you can say, "Hey, you got this in the till."
So right before we landed on Aramanx, they got paid, and then when we landed on Nasamin, they got paid again. So they all get paid twice. Plus, they get their payout from the uncommon ore, and I have that marked down as well.
Perfect.
I also have a note. It says, "Make others roll for dum-dum times."
Correct. Thank you. Thank you for brain loss. It's not, so it's not really headaches, right? You're not getting pains. You're getting, it's like a stoppage of your brain, basically, like a disconnect or something.
Hmm.
And so it definitely has something to do with the brain.
I wonder what it could be.
Maybe like a parasite is in our brains or something.
Yeah, we've been to some nasty places.
Yep, it could be. And your doctor has taken blood samples and done the best he can with scans and has not found anything out of the ordinary.
I wonder. So the Enolas
Yep.
are supposedly like the closest link to the mother, the planet.
Right.
From
Well, the mother Pisades
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever.
What if they're the source of that weird gas filling the atmosphere somehow, and they're just slowly filling up the ship with it? Or maybe it's a parasite, or maybe.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Okay. I could see that. Like the like they're exhaling because they live on the planet. Over time, they terraformed it or whatever.
Yeah.
I could see where you're coming at. So what you need to do then, in that case, is get an atmosphere tester.
Which is expensive.
Very.
Mm.
When I say expensive, I mean just tech level wise, it's expensive. I think it's a 14.
Densitometer's 14, bioscanner's 15.
But based on that would change you physically, and your doctor is unable to determine any physical changes.
So what, are we being, like, psychically attacked by something?
That is another option. If there was Zodani or something in your ship, psychic powers are usually hidden or secret because it is considered a crime to be a psionic in the Empire. And there's only one penalty for being a psionic, and that is burning at the stake.
Well, we started getting the headaches after we picked up Trent. Maybe he wasn't so forthcoming about why he was tied up in that basement.
I don't know.
Possibly.
If he was psionic, would they have been able to figure that out in the first place?
Only if they witnessed him using some kind of like telekinesis or something.
Or maybe they had suspicion, so they put him in the basement.
There are a number of skills that you probably don't know this, but there are what would you call them? Schools of thought. I don't know. That's like there's pyrokinesis, telekinesis, telepathy. Those there's teleportation, actually, believe it or not. The Zodani commandos are required to have teleportation as one of their skills. They teleport into the enemy compound or whatever, drop a bomb, and then teleport out. And so Zodani commandos are pretty nasty when it comes to that. There are things that you can wear on your head to protect you from any kind of psionic thought. They're called psionic shield helmets. Basically, they're helmets that generate an electrical field to prevent psionic inputs.
So are you suggesting I start wearing a tinfoil hat and hook up a 9-volt battery to it?
Well, you guys suggested psionic, so I don't know.
Then I think that's where we would go. Just in case.
Right.
But you can't think of that because you can't
That's
think. All you can think of is, I need to wear a tinfoil hat. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
So yeah, it's but I mean that doesn't make sense.
There'd be easier ways of killing us
Yeah.
through psionic powers, what you're saying.
Right. Like make your head there are abilities to just make your head explode or whatever, like scanners just But this is a very subtle over a long time. It's kind of gradually affected you. It affected one person more than the rest. But yeah. Getting a better handle on it. Maybe visiting. Okay. Just hear me out. If you're actually considering an atmosphere tester to see if it's changing the atmosphere or whatever, that might be a good thing to do. Okay, that might be something good to do. If you are considering a psychic input or something, then you would need to go to someone that studies psionics. Studying psionics or testing for psionics is not against the law. That is actually encouraged, because if we can find who the psionics are, we can have them killed. Right? So there will be doctors that study the effects of psionics and how to combat them. And usually those guys are found on high population worlds.
Okay.
So, Junity.
Like Junity.
Man, if only we still had chaos.
Maybe Aramanx, but they're probably super low tech. I wouldn't bother with Aramanx as a psionic institute or anything over there.
Well, I mean, Cold War, we were doing some research into it.
We were. Yeah, what
So
they
they might have some very rudimentary tests.
what were they, what
Did you
was
see
that called?
George Clooney movie?
Yeah,
The
that's
guys
it.
Who stare at goats.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's what we're talking about. Trying to bend a fork.
Oh.
Or levitate themselves or whatever.
So our current theories are alien brain parasite, aliens terraforming the ship, and psionics.
Yep.
Yes.
So I am not in a good place.
Well, the ship has filters for the air, right? Life support filters. Plus, you replenish your life support atmosphere and stuff like that when you land every couple of weeks. So you're actually getting fresh air usually, unless the filters are all corrupted. But from what you can tell, they all seem to be very good. They're all brand new. You just had them replaced on Aramis when you did your yearly overhaul.
Oh, and we know that they did work on that planet. They didn't like leak this weird stuff through there.
Right.
Because some of us tried to walk out without a mask and were able to get better by just coming back in.
Right. But even if an airlock was like left open and the atmosphere was like in the ship would, over time, it would just filter all that out. Unless something's broken, but from what you can tell, it doesn't seem to be broken. Alien parasite, well, your doctor doesn't see that. He doesn't have like an x-ray machine or anything. You have a Gould inside you or something.
So I need a hospital.
You need a hospital. Or a psionic institute. Some scientists that study psionics. Or a hospital. Well, this hospital here, you know, you can get like a MRI or whatever here, and they could tell you if you've got like an alien creature inside your head or something.
We have to unload more than 100 tons of cargo. We've got the time.
Yeah, unless it's microscopic.
It's worth a shot.
Okay. Yeah, so on the spaceport, you find the medical facility, and they will definitely run tests on you. It won't be cheap. It's going to be like 1,000 credits.
That's
Per
cheap.
person?
No, that's
Well,
for the whole ship. The whole ship.
Oh,
Everybody on the ship. You pay 1,000. They'll run the entire crew through the gambit of tests, and they'll let you know what their results are. They'll take your blood. They'll put you some blood work. They'll do some scans. They'll check your lungs, you know, to see if you're like breathing in some alien atmosphere or something like that or whatever.
I'm gonna pay that 1,000 out of pocket.
Okay. Can you?
Yes. I got more than
No.
20,000
I mean, do you know how to do that?
Oh. I mean, I still have 7 intelligence.
Yeah. You're okay. You can do that. From time to time, you'll be sitting like in the waiting room, like, why are we in the hospital? Oh yeah.
Oh, I have Alzheimer's.
Yeah, it's worse than that. It's getting bad. It's getting bad. Eventually, it's going to stop affecting your intelligence
Oh no.
and start affecting everything else.
Yikes.
Your
I got
joints,
space brain.
your nervous system. No, yeah. Okay, so you pay that 1,000 credits, and you want to sell some stuff here? Do you want to get passengers? Are you going to Junity?
Yes.
Okay.
We should go directly to Junity.
Okay. You have 8 people wanting to be high passengers to Junity. It's guaranteed.
Really?
It's guaranteed.
Okay.
Yep. And you have 9 low passengers that want to go to Junity.
I like those numbers.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Now, cargo is a different story. Freight, yes. There's enough freight going to Junity. If you just want to do freight, you can do that. If you want to buy and sell cargo, that's a totally different die roll.
I think freight's sufficient.
Okay. But you want to sell your stuff here or wait till Junity?
We should wait till Junity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll get a better price.
You'll get a
Plus,
better.
we're worried about brain rot.
Yeah.
You'll get a much better price. So if you just want to wait a couple of days, like less than a week, you can leave. You want to do that?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, when you get to Junity, they will pay you 1,600 per ton, and you know standard rates for high passage, and it's what is it, 1,300 per ton or something, and 16.
No, because it's just 1 parsec. They're paying
No,
1,000 for low.
It's 2.
Is it?
It's 2.
Oh, you're right, Nasman. Okay, I was thinking we were next to it. Yeah. That's correct then.
Okay, good. So
Exact same stuff as last time.
yeah, so without any failed die rolls, I'm just going to put you guys at Junity. And we're going to add 2 weeks to your time plus 2 days flying out. But you got to refuel. You're going to refuel at the gas giant. You're going to buy it, or you're going to refuel at the oceans.
Well, if it's starting to affect all of us now, then
Whatever's
I think,
fastest, right?
yeah, so I guess we're buying it.
Yeah, spaceport.
Yeah. Jeez.
Do you have the cost of that?
Yeah, I do. It's refined is 500 credits a ton.
That's correct.
Unrefined is 100.
Yep.
So we could still buy unrefined because we have 2 days to get out to the jump point. And we have a refinery.
Do you want to take an extra day to do that? You can.
That's a lot of credits.
Yeah. Okay. Take 2 days, and 100 per ton.
And we need 100 tons of fuel.
Correct.
Oh no. That's expensive.
We could buy just enough to get us to Unity, and then do our usual refueling thing there.
It's a double jump.
Yeah, that's 200. That's 5. It's 50 tons per jump, so you're looking at 100 tons.
Okay.
Oh, I was thinking, for some reason, when I did the number, I was like, oh, it's going to be 100,000 credit, and it's 10,000. That's not as bad.
Well, it's 100 times 100.
Yeah, so 10,000. For some reason, I was thinking that meant 100,000.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's expensive. No. It's, okay, so you process
10,000
the
credits
refinery, then you jump 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you take a 2-day trip or a 1-day trip into Unity. No, I'm sorry. You don't take any trip. You take another jump. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then a day flight in from out. You're on day 209. What that means, or I should say, what you notice when you get into system, is a very highly patrolled space area, space lanes or whatever. There are a number of Navy vessels, scout ships, merchants coming and going. There are a lot of ships at Unity. Everybody's minding their own business, so nobody is trying to interdict you or anything like that. But you do get stopped by a naval ship to do a customs inspection.
All right, no problem.
You don't have anything to hide, right?
Right.
No.
Okay. So you fly in. The Navy pulls up with their little shuttlecraft, docks at your airlock. They come on board. You got some armed Marines. You have some Navy officers with clipboards, and they're checking your cargo, which apparently is all freight and a couple of tons of gems and precious metals, and everything seems to be all your invoices and everything. You're not smuggling, right? You don't have any illegal goods, so everything is good. Your passengers all seem to check out. They're not wanted criminals or anything. So after an inspection, they depart and leave you alone, and you fly on in. It is 1,000 credits to land at the spaceport.
Oh.
For a week or for a day?
For a week. The first week is 1,000. It's 1,000 per day after the first week.
That's fair.
And how are our brains doing? Can we do math good?
Yeah, you're not affected like your engineer.
Okay.
The engineer he's at -3 on his intelligence, so he's a little space case. But you are just absent-minded a little bit every now and then. Very rarely. Okay, so let me tell you what happens. Bless you. Traveler adventure. I love how it says Junity is the most populous world in the Aramis subsector and is covered in the chapter for Junity. It's got
chapter?
Yeah, that's right. It's got its own chapter. Okay.
Oh, so this is Neverwinter.
This is Neverwinter.
No, it's Junity.
No, I mean it could be anything. What's that other place? Waterdeep?
That's the one.
Yeah. Where are we at? Junity. Okay, there we go. End of the book. No, it's not. I'm kidding. But it doesn't matter. This is open world. You're supposed to be able to jump around from chapter to chapter anyway.
Rugbird. Yeah, Bob. Oh, we could go to Mars.
Mars is close.
Marz. It's the next
Mars.
stop. It's the next stop from Junity on the Expo route.
Oh, it has an A-level starport. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Ritzy.
Okay, here we go. Junity. It's a small world with a very thin atmosphere and approximately 40% ocean coverage. Its population of 28 billion is about evenly split between humans who began to settle here about in the year 350 and the dandelions or dandies by the humans, an intelligent race native to the world. The world is currently under a non-charismatic leader at the head of a government administering a very oppressive law level. Junity has a high population. 90% of the subsector's population is on this planet. There's an Imperial Navy base, a Scout Service way station, and a trading station. The planet's land area is roughly divided into northern and southern continents. When humans first arrived, a thriving tech level 3 dandy civilization covered much of the northern landmass. But the south continent was sparsely populated. Human settlement was initially concentrated in the unoccupied south. Following the Civil War, humans began moving into the North Continent, competing for land with the dandies, which resulted in tension between the races. Sporadic violence, guerrilla raids, and even open warfare broke out. The period of violence ended when the two races, with the encouragement of the Imperial Marines, established the present world government, a co-dominion with equal presence of both races in ruling functions. The dandies of Junity are well adapted to Junity's environment. A dandy has 5 multi-jointed limbs which function as hands and feet interchangeably. A main sensory organ is also located on the limb. The spherical central body is covered with long, coarse hair. Dandelions are named for their fancied resemblance to a Terran weed, accentuated by their habit of standing motionless on one limb with the other 4 folded against the body. In this stance, which conserves heat during Junity's cold nights, they resemble flowers on long stalks. Both continents now have high populations of both races. Humans tend to live in large cities. Dandies live in the countryside. Although they visit the cities often to conduct business, Strict equality of facilities is enforced on Junity. Public communicator booths have handsets for both humans and dandies. Hotels have sleeping and seating accommodations for both races. Encounters are, roughly equivalent. And that's just basically generic stuff. Anything else you can find out through the many pages in this chapter. All right, so you can land on the planet. You can land at the orbital station. The planet does have a massive, sprawling, huge spaceport. Multiple spaceports probably on Junity. You can decide to either land in the north or south hemisphere. What do you want to do?
I think on the planet in the southern hemisphere might be best.
Original human settlement?
Yeah.
Okay.
Works for me.
Yeah, absolutely. So you pay your 1,000 credits, you land, no need to roll. And what do you want to do? Unload your cargo, unload your passengers, revive your passengers, unload those passengers. That's all done. That takes about a day to pay your berthing fees and unload all those passengers. Do you want to buy fuel?
No. I want to find a hospital.
Yes, hospital, and maybe a psionic research facility afterwards.
Okay, how do you go about locating a good hospital or a psionic research facility?
They have the internet here.
They do.
So could I do like an admin role?
At the cost of 40 credits per hour, you can obtain rapid video search and data banks and hard copy printouts of relevant discoveries.
Okay, I pay 80 credits for now.
Okay. There's definitely a southern central hospital that you can definitely go to. It's a gigantic hospital, actually, is what they labelize it. Yeah, so finding a psionic institute might be a little bit more in depth. Let's take a look here. After 2 hours, you were able to find the hospital, but it looks like with just another hour, you might be able to find more information.
Then I pay for a third hour.
There it is. It says the search takes 3 hours to produce the following pieces of information. Psionics. Legality, being that you're a lawyer and all. The practice of psionics is a first-degree felony, punishable by forfeiture of all assets, including life. Failure to report a psionic individual to the authority is a second-degree felony, punishable by forfeiture of all financial assets. So, if you wind up finding someone that's psionic and you don't turn them in and they find out, you could be punished. Okay. Second piece of information. Outlawed organizations established. Okay. Outlawed organization established in 640 to train psionic individuals, suppressed through invalidation of the Imperial Charter in 803, with all lands and assets forfeited to the Imperium. The lands lay vacant for 50 years, ultimately being transferred to the University of Junity. In conjunction with new construction, the old Psionics Institute buildings became part of the South Continental campus of the university. Okay, so apparently back in 640, there used to be a training institute on this world that taught people how to use their mind in the psionic way. The Empire in 803 outlawed psionics. And so they would have to close, right? And then they laid vacant for about 50 years. And then eventually those buildings and everything were absorbed into the Junity University. The year now is 1105. So for about 150 years, no, 200, 300 years, something like that, they've been laying vacant. Okay. Or they, not vacant, but they were not functioning as a school for psionics. They're still part of the university. Okay. And then psionics. Final report on the Commission for the Suppression of Psionics, which was published in 888, surprisingly enough. This report, in 3 parts, chronicles the eradication of the Institute and imprisonment or execution of its former members. Part 1 is a general indictment of psionic activities as antisocial, non-productive, and unacceptable. A variety of crimes against society are detailed in the effort to present the case against psionics. Part 2 reports the organization of the Psionic Institute on Junity, including the property and assets, its personal structure, and its activities. Included in this part are several maps showing Institute lands. The main Institute offices and training school on the South Continent, several hundred square kilometers on the polar ice cap, and a remote mountain retreat in the North Continent. Also included is an overview of the training provided to individual students. Just as an aside, all this information is couched in negative and maligning terms. So basically, the way it's written, it sounds like they're the worst people in the world. Okay. Part 3 covers the efforts to root out the Institute and the punishments meted out to the members. The trials held for individual members are covered in transcript. An appendix to this report describes the activities for the Commission. The Commission still exists, although now is only a skeleton form. It is now under the administration control of the Psychology Department of the South Continental campus of the University of Junity. Okay, there is more information. Dandies. Dandies are not psionically talented. Period. Okay, local interviews. How is that under the part that information you find in 3 hours? Okay, that would be, I guess, if you made some phone calls. You could do some, you can ask around. Literature. A variety of works deal with the psionic suppression era and its aftermath. These works include novels, video shows, recordings, photograph albums, songs, poems, documentaries, and lectures. They all say psionics is evil. Okay, so yeah, you can talk to people if you want, or you could go like directly to try to make a search or something like that, or um, you can hire a ground car. You could take a train to go directly to the institute if you want to do that. I'm sorry, not the institute, the Unity University in the south. Yeah. Yeah, there's quite a bit of information that you can find off the internet.
Okay, so we just have to go around asking people about the university and, like, the perception of it?
That's an option.
Mason?
You're muted.
I was muted. I'm sorry.
You're always muted.
I think at that point, like, just looking at the size of the place and how long it's been around, and that they do have
That's reversed. Am I reversed?
I can
No,
see it as
we
normal.
read it as normal.
Oh, really?
That's weird. Yeah,
Yeah, mouse.
I'm seeing it reversed on my screen.
that's weird.
It is weird.
Well, actually, let me pull up the stream just out of curiosity. YouTube description. Oh, lovely, an ad.
You're welcome.
It is backwards on the stream.
Yeah, because I'm capturing my screen on the stream.
Yeah.
So
Stream
if
is
I see it,
backwards,
yeah.
it's not.
Yeah, this is backwards. Okay, but it's not backwards for you. Okay, good. Either way,
Good to know.
I can reverse the stream, and then it would be normal, but I'm not going to. Okay, moving on.
I think at that point we're probably safe going there. I mean, even if it's not the best place, it's big, it's got history.
You're talking about the university?
Oh, that is a university, not a hospital. Well,
It is a
Think about the
university. It is a school, just like your normal Unity University of higher learning. You know, people are learning engineering and ship construction and planet building and all that kind of stuff.
That
we
might be
could,
the place to go.
We could try, like, contacting them from here. I don't know, talking to a secretary or something about researchers we could talk to for kind of getting a understanding of our condition or something.
Could be, yeah. That might be the way to go. It's going to have the best and brightest, probably.
Yeah. So I'd like to call up the university.
Okay. Who are you calling?
I was thinking just like the.
There's like a directory. Okay.
Maybe the Department of Psionics?
Yeah, I guess we could start with the
Because there's no
Psionics
physical
department.
changes, so it's got to be something brainy. And even if it's not a psionic thing,
It's the Department of Psychology now, right?
but I mean,
the land was absorbed. There is a psychology department. when looking at the directory, you don't see anything that says psionics.
Okay.
There
Well,
is
I mean-
medicine. I mean, they teach medicine. They teach mental disorders. You know, that would be part of probably, like you said, psychology.
Yeah. Hmm.
So I guess we'll try those two departments. I'll start with the Department of Psychology, see if I can get like a secretary on the line.
Okay. Yeah. So, let me get to the. The Institute. Because remember, there is, I don't know if I mentioned this, but there is the polar cap. There are the northern and southern hemisphere. There are the archipelago, right, which is the islands, which is considered to be wilderness, right? And then you got the mountain retreat, right, which I think I mentioned. But in the South Continent, you have the university. So you are contacting the social sciences campus, the psychology department, and what can I do for you?
Hi, I'm looking for maybe some researchers devoted to possibly new mental disorders, or I don't mean to sound alarmist, but psionic attacks on your mind. If you could connect us with some people researching that sort of thing, I'd be really appreciative.
Psionics? You mean like devil worshipping?
Yes, like devil worshipping.
Okay.
You know, some of the more alarmist members of my crew think that maybe we're being attacked by devil worshippers, like those psionics people.
Because you're conducting this over the phone, I'm going to give you a huge minus. Make an admin skill roll.
Okay, admin skill roll. Are you going to implement the minus, or?
I got it in my head.
Okay.
It's minus 100. No, it's not.
Minus 100.
Oh my goodness.
But
Sure,
you rolled a
make it an
17
83.
instead. Okay. So this secretary says, I think there is a professor dealing with experimental psychology. And I think he holds like a chairmanship on the commission for suppression. Like he does that for extra duty or whatever. Professor Darian, he's kind of a busy man, but I think I can schedule you an appointment.
Yes, please. How soon can that appointment be?
When would you like to see him?
Today.
As soon as possible.
Well, how fast can you get here?
How fast does it take a train to get from the spaceport to the university?
6 hours.
Six hours from now, unfortunately.
Do you have starship landing at the university?
No, we have like a medical heliport kind of deal.
Oh, we could take the launch.
Yeah, you could take the launch.
Yeah, we could just park it like a car.
Yeah, landed on the football field or something.
That's not going to be frowned on at all.
Nope.
6 hours. Okay, we've made it. Like a month and a half with this. I'm sure we can handle 6 hours.
Right.
Okay, so exactly 6 hours from now.
Well, give us half an hour to find him, so like 6.5 hours.
And the train?
Oh, and to find the train. So make that 7 hours.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, his classes would be over by then, so that should be no problem. So she puts you down 7 hours from now, and is there anything else I can do for you?
No, you've been an enormous help. Thank you.
You're welcome. Click. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, let's find us a train and get over there.
50 credits per day for a ticket. 50 credits, basically, to go down there.
Okay. I'm gonna.
If you
pay out
come
of
back
pocket.
in the same day, you don't have to buy another ticket.
Great.
It's a
I'm gonna
day.
pay
It's a
for the-
day pass, basically.
Since you paid for the internet. That's 100.
Okay, so after a half hour of standing in the street, not sure why you're in the street, looking for a train, and then deciding, oh yeah, we're going to this university, you find a train.
Yay.
But you are delayed by yourselves. I mean, your own distractions. Like you see a butterfly fly by and you kind of like go, oh, look at that. Squirrel. And then eventually you get on the train and you go to a city in the south where the university is located. And after 6 hours of riding the train, you are now in the train station. And it would cost 10 credits to take a bus from the train station to the university.
Done.
We might forget to get off the bus.
Just tell the bus driver to remind us to get off at the university.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. The robot says, I will remind you.
Great. Thanks, robot.
Thanks, Hal.
My name's not Robot. It's not Hal.
Fine. What is your name, robot?
Bus driver.
Thank you, bus driver.
Thank you,
You're
Hal.
You're welcome. Take a seat and enjoy the ride. And then it goes on. And you'll see that this is one of those two-part buses, split in the center and it's flexible or whatever. There's a lot of people on this bus. It stops like every 100 yards or so to let people get off or get on or whatever. And it takes you a good amount of time, maybe 30 minutes or more to get to the university. It's been just over 7 hours.
Okay, let's hurry to our meeting.
And also the train schedule wasn't exactly when you got to the train station. But yeah, so you go to where? You're in the socials campus, social studies campus.
We head to the wherever the meeting was scheduled for, his office, I suppose.
Yeah, you find like a directory of where the rooms are and where his office would be, and you move on, and you after a short search, you find his office.
I knock on the door, I suppose.
Oh, it's open.
Hi.
You can
Professor.
see this man in there. He's standing over a table, and he's writing on some papers and jotting some stuff down and flipping through a couple of books when you walk in.
Hello, Professor Darian. We're your appointment. I'm sorry we're late. We got held up a bit on the train.
Okay, so my understanding is I was told that you needed to see me because you feel like you're under attack by psionics or something like that. Is that correct?
Yes, we are afraid that might be the case. We had our ship doctor examine us. I guess he's in the room right now.
My
And he
question
couldn't
is,
find any physical way that we're sick.
okay, my question is, did you bring the Enolas with you so you can get a +2 on any die rolls?
No.
Okay, so they're left on the ship. Okay, so you're not getting any +2s out of that. Okay, well, just follow me. This is the you're like in a stadium like classroom, and he says, "Follow me. I'm going to take you to the documents room, and we'll take a look. We'll see what we can figure out." And
Thank you so much, Professor.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You're more than welcome. I'm here to help you out. Okay, so he takes, and you two are the only two there. You're scouting this out for the ship while they're busy doing other things, loading, unloading, or looking for cargo or whatever. He stands aside as you enter. Once inside, he stands against the door while several white-coated lab assistants enter the other doors. After a short interval of uncomfortable silence, the professor motions you to another door. He points at another door.
Okay. So how much is this gonna cost, Professor? We didn't mention.
He doesn't say anything
for this.
He doesn't say anything. He points at the door.
Let's just go through the door.
It leads to another large amphitheater, like the one you were just in. And there is a large round table on the stage, basically. And he gestures to the seats at the table.
I sit down at the table.
After a slight delay of spacing out, I also sit at the table.
I've had you all examined.
What? When?
And after careful examination, I know your motives to be true and genuine.
Thank you.
I'm Professor Darian. Now, when the suppressions started, it was fairly easy to weasel some of my number into the commission. Few other people really care about the details of the suppression. The Institute keeps up the appearance of vigilance and maintains an excellent cover in the process.
So you're saying you still train psionics here, and that's how you checked us out?
So I will need to examine you carefully and conduct some tests and probes to find out what the problem is.
Whatever you need to help us, we're here for it.
Okay, so
And of course,
it's going to take a few days.
That's fine.
Okay.
And of course, anything that we see or any people we see during the process was probably just a hallucination from whatever was going on with our brains, and
Exactly.
will never be spoken of again, ever.
If that's what you want.
Okay, so Max, give me a roll of a d6.
Oop.
So 2 days later.
That's not bad.
So it appears that you have an external force affecting you. Is there some kind of external force that might be affecting you?
According to you, yes.
Yeah. What is it? What external force?
We take a lot of passengers, but this seems like a consistent thing. The only new person we've picked up is a new crewmate.
There's the Enolas. They've got
And the Enolas.
that weird kind of helpful feeling I feel whenever they're around.
Yeah, they make our mind feel
Enolas.
calm.
Enolas, you say?
Yeah.
And you have them, and you're not on Paisati?
So big thing. The Enolas chose me, and Paisati wanted me to be a priest, and we broke me out, and the Enolas came with us. We got a whole family of them.
He touches his ear, and he starts communicating with someone. He doesn't have a radio, but he's touching his ear, and he's communicating with someone that's not in the room. And he says, Enolas. Yes, I understand. Really? Are you sure? Okay, I'll offer it and we'll see what they say. All right, I've been given the authority to waive any training fees.
What?
I've been authorized to waive your psionic training fees for the exchange of your Enolas.
Professor, are you saying the Enolas are the external force? What is
Enolas are known. Enolas are known to us. They are. They have a psionic link that over time degrades untrained minds.
Oh, well, if they're the reason for this, well, I don't want to speak for Mason. For Durkesh, since he's the closest to them, but I'd say you should take him. Dirk?
I mean, my work operates on a pretty strict timer when I actually have to work, and I keep missing that timer, so whatever's going on needs to stop. But if it's a question of trading them to train to resist them, at that point, do you want to just buy them? And we'll just skip the training bit?
I kind of want the training. Dirk, As long as we keep this on the down low, this is an enormous advantage for us.
So, question: the training you're offering, is that just resisting sort of mental issues from psionic links, or is it the sort of thing that will get us in trouble with the Imperials?
Only if you're caught.
You see? That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You can do things like this, and then he talks in your head and says, only if you're caught.
Now,
Not everyone can do everything.
I'm not a stranger to using whatever's at my disposal to get things done. But that's a big leap. Like, that's death if we get caught.
Let's not get caught. I'm a lawyer. Getting caught is,
Something we've done on every planet so far.
for other things. This is easier to hide.
Okay. I'm all for it. I'm not all for it, but
Okay. So, because psionic training is expensive and time consuming, let's go ahead and he's going to give you a value. Okay, so he's measured your strength, and he can actually tell you if it's worth your while. Okay, to make this decision. So I'm going off memory, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to actually jump into the rule book and make sure I do it right. But usually, it's how many terms have you been alive? So yeah, so you go to your character sheet, just count your terms that you in your career, right? Because you got it starts at 18, and then every 4-year increment after that is one term. So how many terms have you gone through?
5.
5, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, because the normal. Okay. Let's go to the core rules to make sure I'm doing this right, so I don't just go off of memory.
I did 8.
Okay.
Well, my thing says 51, but that's
like, your age.
Yeah, well, so start at 18, 8 terms.
Yeah, 8 times 4.
I do have the actual, yeah, but that only gives 50, so I don't know why I'm 51.
Because you might have just had a birthday. I don't know.
But I do have the actual terms listed out. That was just the easy way to calculate it.
Awareness, telekinetic punch, telekinesis. Give me a second. Let me get there. Got to get to strength. Sending messages. Really? You're going to be like that on me? All right. Yep, it's exactly what I thought it was. Training normally costs 100,000 credits and 4 months. Just so you know. But that's training. This is just testing. So you roll 2 dice minus terms served. So if you want, you both can roll 2 dice and subtract your either 5 or subtract your 8.
Oh my goodness.
I know, right? There's no rerolls.
Oof. 1.
Oh! You had something, though.
Yeah, you got a 1. You got a 1 strength.
Oh!
You got a -1. Okay.
That's some crap.
I know, right?
I wanted to learn pyrokinesis.
Apparently you didn't. Apparently you wanted to run and hide. Okay. A traveler with a psi of 0 has no potential for psionic powers. It's on your character sheet. There's a whole area for psionics. You should be able to put under powers where it says psionic strength. You can put either a 1 or a 0. It can't be a -1.
Yeah, so I have 0. Well, dang.
Psionic powers. Okay, think of that like a mana point. Certain powers, when you use them, use up your strength. So, just as an example, there's something called life detection. It has a psi cost of 1. It's the most elementary form of telepathy. Life detection enables you to sense the presence of other minds, the number of minds, the general type of minds, like is it an animal, and the approximate location. So it's like a radar sense, a spidey sense. And that costs 1. The reach is distant, and if I remember right, distant is like 1,000 meters or something like that. So you have pretty much this huge area that you could scan, but most like attacks and stuff like that require more than 1 strength. So yeah, a traveler with no psi points cannot attempt to activate a power. But there's other things like mind link or empathy. I'm just looking at some of the ones that have a cost of 1. Clairvoyance has a cost of 1. Clairaudience, clairsentience. Okay, all of those have a cost of 1. Telekinesis has a cost of 1 per 100 kilograms. So you could like move things. But that requires training and 4 months and 100,000 credits. Or you could trade the Enolas, or you should probably leave the Enolas there anyway because they're affecting your mind. The professor states, I understand this is probably affecting your entire crew. And so everyone, for the cost of the Enolas, if you wanted to give the Enolas to us for safekeeping, we would be willing to train your entire crew. Except for you.
Yeah.
Because you have a weak mind.
Is it possible that it would get stronger once the influence of the Enolas is gone?
No.
Will we be able to recover from their mental attacks once we're away from them?
Yeah, it'll be a natural, gradual recovery once you're away from them. But you, on the other hand, you show potential. You have, it's very small, but that small amount of psionic strength can be enhanced with drugs.
Drugs.
And can I do that?
You can't learn any psionic abilities with a 0. That's the problem. Yes, you could inject yourself with those drugs, your psionic strength would go up, but you would have no ability. That's the problem. But with him, Max can learn an ability, and then with drugs, you might be able to do more damaging things like mind probe, which is actually a mental attack, or pyrokinesis or something like that.
I mean, that would be useful to have on the crew,
Right.
but
I
if you
can't.
get caught, we lose everything.
Right. And I can't offer to pay for the Enolas, but we can offer to waive your fees. So if you want to leave them here with us, we'll take them off your hands. You'll gradually recover. And if at a future date you want to return and train, you can. Once tested, your psionic strength will not go down. So you will have a 1 even when you're 100 years old.
Oh.
I know, right? Sorry, not everybody can be Luke.
Yeah. Well, I would wait to see how the rest of the crew tests, but
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not against it. I think we should leave them here. I think we should leave them here regardless.
Okay, this is what we're going to do.
So,
This is what we're going to do because this is kind of a major milestone in the campaign, deciding if you want to train or not train. I assume you're not going to train right now because of the time requirement, but sometime in the future you can always come back. And the leaving of the Enolas and everything, I want to end the evening here. Okay, so
Okay.
yeah, this is a good spot to kind of break it up. And then the next time we come back, others can have themselves tested and decide. And at that point, you can decide if you want to do the training or not. Or just leave some of the crew here while the rest of you go adventuring away. There's nothing keeping you from staying here for 4 months, getting trained. You guys have
yeah.
time to do that, but and you're not being pulled in any specific direction, so that's something you guys can consider. But between now and the next game, you'll be able to talk amongst yourselves and make a decision on how you want to do it. Plus, they got to get tested, and this is a good spot to break it up at. Plus, I'm going to go use the bathroom, and then maybe get something to eat. All right, so what do you guys think about tonight? I know it was only 2 of you. You didn't get a whole lot of interaction with the rest of the crew, but that's okay. I think you got a lot accomplished.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a bad session. You know, I prefer having everybody here, but
Yeah.
we got to a pretty cool point in the campaign.
Considering that of the 2 people here, one of them was somewhat unable to think, I think we got a good amount done.
And it is a gradual recovery. It's not as soon as you disconnect, you're not immediately cured.
Yeah.
Yeah, just letting you know. All right, well let's close it there, and I guess I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. We don't have any like crazy dates happening. It's the 10th, so there should be no problem, right? It's not like it's Christmas Eve or anything.
Yeah.
2 weeks after that. Yeah, the Traveler's cursed. But that no, it's not, because the 23rd is when we would be playing 2 weeks from now. The 9th, and
Yeah.
it's not Fridays, right? So because Christmas Eve is on Friday, so we'd be fine. Okay, good deal. All right, well, I'll see you guys for the Myrmeki experiment next week.
Oh yeah, lovely.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, hopefully they don't just kill your entire crew and take the ship.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah, Pythor's down there, so it shouldn't be a problem. He's not always drunk.
Hey, he hasn't been drinking lately. He'll be fine.
That's right. That's right. All right, guys. You guys have a great night, and I'll see you next time.
Okay, bye.
I'm out of here. Peace. All right, guys, and if you're watching the stream, you pretty much heard exactly which direction and what we're going to be doing. It's going to be a couple of weeks for the next Traveler game. We normally play on Thursdays, not Fridays, so come back and check us out. Next week, we're going to be playing Odyssey the Dragonlords, which is a D&D campaign that we're in the middle of. And we alternate back and forth, D&D and Traveler. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened to all the players. They probably just forgot because we normally play on Thursday and not Friday. Because I almost fell into that same category. I almost forgot as well. And that's why we got started a little bit late. Okay, so I'll see you guys. And you guys have a wonderful rest of the night.